Page 14, Romance. 4/4 time. There's one sharp in the key signature, so is it G major or E minor? Because both of those keys have one sharp. Well, look at the end, at the bottom of page 15. The last couple measures is here. That is an E minor chord. We're not using the B. We don't have to. It's still an E minor chord. I'm guessing it's an E minor. Now keep in mind when you're using a harmonic minor, and we usually do, that's what I cover in my scale videos, the 7th step of the scale is raised a half step. So in E minor, well, the 7th step is just one less than an 8, so I just go down. In E minor, the 7th step is a D. We simply raise it up a half step and use D sharp instead. And you'll notice in here, you have D sharps all over the place. That's normal in an E minor piece. Don't have to have them, but you get them quite a bit. You get other accidentals also. That's not part of the E minor scale. I'm just pointing out, when you'll notice when you do pieces in minor, the 7th step usually is raised a half step. You'll see the accidentals in the music. So let's go over this. We're coming in on beat 4, and they're fingering again. They're giving you a chance to practice using different fingers on repeated notes, and I would encourage you to do that. Whether you plan on doing it, it will come in handy in pieces, so at least be able to do it, so I encourage you to do it here. So it's 4/5. That's the only reason I can think of using 2 different fingers on this, because this is a slow piece. You've got plenty of time to use the same finger, but we can use that practice. So please use 4 and 5 if you would. And they're all quarter notes, so it's just a matter of getting the notes. A D sharp, and then come down second. Connect all of these. Don't worry about what it sounds right now. We're just kind of working on this, and then scrunch up in 5th finger. Now, I got a problem here, because now all of a sudden they want you to use 5th finger on both C's. Let's be consistent. So I'm suggesting for the last note in the first line, use 4 and then 5. Just like you did at the beginning. And anywhere else in here I get the same kind of pattern. I'm going to use the same or similar fingering. So it's 4/5. Now, 2nd line, 3rd measure. You played it with a thumb. You can cross over if you want. That's fine. This way we connect it. And those E's are tied forever, but you can see that. And then continuing, now they want a 3. I'm going to suggest here for the last note on 3rd line, go ahead and play it with 4 and then do a 3. Similar to what the pickups were on the other. I know the E was done with 4 and we're using it again, but it's not 2 quarter notes in a row. This is my excuse. So it's 4/3. Last line, and thumb, reach up, little finger, and here we'll just go ahead and use 5 on both of those. You don't have to, you could use different fingers. Reach down. I use 2nd finger for the F sharp. You can use thumb if you want. I just like to have my hand out here. And then going on, page 15. And then the 3, 2, 1, 1, and a 1 again. This way, we got to have enough fingers to get us all the way to the top of this, because we're going here, and we want to connect it. So we're doing this funky fingering here with a 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. I don't like that, but that's what they're doing. All right. Because I want to connect it. Left hand, well, block chord and broken chords here. Listen carefully and try and get those notes down at the same time. I'm not very good at it. I'm rocking the hand back and forth. I'm not going to hold the hand still and try and use the fingers. Rock the hand, let the weight push it down, but try and get them down at the same time. Then lift up and move. As a B, D sharp, A. That's about all the left hand does. Put them together here. And again, we're connecting everything. would like, you can, in the left hand, for the last two measures of the second line, for the half note, reach up and do a 3-1, and then a 2-1. Because you can connect that. Rather than, otherwise it's a 2-1 on both. I don't know about that. But then when you come down, you can do a 3-1, and then you almost need to stick with this 3-1 here, because you got that coming up. And then the third line, third measure, you can go back to 2-1 if you want, because you're not coming up anymore. You're just kind of preparing these other notes. Now you can use 2-1 on all of them if you want. I just think it's a little more comfortable to go from there to there, rather than here to here. And anywhere else you get a similar passage, I'd do it the same way. Now on the last line on page 14, you're here, and for a couple measures, and then you come in here. That's okay to use 2-1 on both of those, that's fine. Because you have a note in between this and this. See, I'm playing that note. I'm not going directly there. It makes a difference. Now, at the top of page 15, the first line, last two measures, this gets a little strange here with the hands doing different things. You got here, here, thumb, thumb, here, here. Good luck with all of that. And just find it, I guess the thumbs are, after the first note, thumbs are playing at the same time. They're coming from here to here. It's a little awkward, but do the best you can. Again, I'm using weight to push the note down. So I have the F sharp down. I raise the wrist up a little bit. And as I lower the wrist, I'm lower than weight. And when I do that, I simply switch fingers by one. So the weight's pushing the notes down, not me, not finger muscles. Go through and put the hands together. Take out the hesitations. So it's a steady beat. As far as articulation goes, it's all connected. So connect everything. The right hand has phrases, so you can lift up between the phrases. The pedal's going to cover it up, but it doesn't matter. You still do it. You want to feel the phrases, whether you can hear them or not. Dynamics apply to the melody. Here is the right hand. Soft. You decide what soft is. And the left hand's got to be very soft. And as you're doing this, you need to decrescendo. You need to come down, get softer if you can, because all the time you're doing this, I want to hear that. So as this dies away, the left hand's got to die away too. And then you go back up to soft. Same thing here. Top of page 15, last two measures, you get the swell going up. Look in the middle of the hairpins and see where your target is, and that's where you're headed. We're going here, here. And the left hand's in the background. That's where I'm after. And there is a retardando there. Will you slow down a bit? And then all tempo means take off again. There's a couple ways of interpreting an all tempo, and this, we can think about that here. One way of doing it, this is after you've slowed down, is you simply take off again. Another way of doing it is you accelerate back. You take one or two beats to accelerate back up. First couple of beats just slow, and then you kind of speed up, or you speed up immediately, but it takes you a couple beats to get there. That's interpretation. In some cases it works well, in other cases not so good. You have to judge how you want to do it. Speed, lento is slow. Espressivo is expressively. That's not a speed, that's interpretation. Get into the music first, and then you get expressive. You don't fake expressive. You got to feel the music and get into it. And how slow? Well, I don't know. It's slow. Don't drag it. except for the two retardandos you get on page 15. At the top, slow down. And the one at the end, you slow down. And the fermata at the end, you just hang on to that and let it die away. When I do this with a metronome, I'll double the value and I'll hold it for 6 counts instead of 3. Now there's pedal with this. We want lots of overtones. I don't agree with the pedaling in here at all as far as pedaling goes, but it gives us a chance to practice legato pedaling. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to do the pedaling they're showing you in the book. And that is, they're changing on every beat. You push the note down first, and then the pedal. And you change, well, I don't have to change it on the first one, but I can. They're doing it here. Change the pedal right after you play each note. It adds the overtones. I don't agree with it at all, but that's what they're wanting, and it's good practice. So go ahead and do that. You don't change pedal here, of course. It's all the same. I change it. I want to hear the phrasing of the last measure, the third line. I lift the pedal up with the right hand. I want to hear silence. If you want to hear the phrasing in the other places, you lift the pedal up with that right hand, and you can hear the phrasing there too. It's like at the end of the first line on page 14, you're here. I can lift it up and then put it down immediately. And I can do that on every phrase in here if I want to hear. Even at the bottom of page 14, in the third measure, you're here. I can lift it up with the right hand, and I can hear the phrasing. If you want to try it, what do you like to hear? What of the sound do you want? I'd like to play this with you slowly. It's slow anyway. I'm not going to do any dynamics, and I can't slow down. So I'll give us 3 counts. Let's just play it together and make sure you have the rhythm and the notes. Okay, the rhythm shouldn't be a problem. Let's check the notes. 1, ready, go. 3, hold, 2, 3, off.